Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay, also known as Lugdunon, and today I'm going to be looking once again at Guild Wars 2. There's still quite a few people that don't quite understand the crafting system in this one, because it's not a case of just simply I want to make this, here's the materials, go for it. It's a little bit more... It's a bit more progressive. You've got not just have the crafting items, you've then got to craft individual parts to it and then put them together yourself rather than just clicking on individual tabs. I'll give you a show anyway. So this is a fairly low level necromancer. It's level 18 at the minute, who at the minute has no crafting disciplines at all, so I can literally show you right from the very beginning. Ignore that keep flashing, that's an event that's happening just outside this area. I'm currently in the Norn starting area and there is a group event outside to kill a champion, so maybe we'll look at that another time. But since I'm a caster, I'm going to go with this artificer, which is basically for making staffs, scepters, potions, a couple of different things. So all you need to do to learn a craft thing is you just please teach me to be an artificer. I think there's 8 different crafting professions, 3 different types of armour, 3 different types of weapons, and then there's like cooking. So yeah, then you go to an artifice station here. So this is the crafting window as it stands. We're going to be talking quite a bit about this. First of all, I'll go through what these tabs mean. Discovery is basically where you discover new recipes. It's not like other games where you find the recipe, or as you get higher levels you get more recipes. No, you just understand how to make individual parts. You then put the parts together yourself in this. We'll show that bit by bit in a minute. Production is obviously, that's pretty straightforward. This is where you will create crafting items that you can then craft into, you know, like actual usable items that you can then put together to form whatever you want to craft. Right, the bank, this is access directly to your bank, so this is shared across characters, so you would here be able to, you know, access certain, you know, like if you've put particular items in here that you want to use. I don't quite get why, because most of your crafting items would come into this one, which is collection, which at any time in the game, you know, if I open my inventory just here, tell you what, I'll close it so you can see it better. So where I've got my inventory, if you click this cog, you can deposit all collectibles. So if you've got any crafting materials that you've got space for, you click that, they're gone. Straight into your collections, and then you can access them anywhere when you're on this, which is all these different crafting materials that you've got. For everything from cooking to, you know, even your mini pets come in here and things like that. But right, so now we'll make some basic stuff. So main things you're going to need, first of all you're going to go to refinement, because first of all you've got to refine the, you know, ore into ingots so you can craft with it. You would also have to buy lumps of tin for this if this was your very first time. So you would need to go to your, or at least one of the masters in the area, ask for some extra supplies, and there you can buy the different tiers of extra supplies that you would need. And for later on in the progression, you can buy a type of recipe, but it's not for a specific item, it's for these inscriptions mostly, which again I'll explain more about them very shortly. So if we make all these bronze ingots, as you craft, when you click craft all, it will just make it faster and faster and faster. So if you've got to make ridiculous amounts like this, you haven't got to wait quite as long. I'm not going to make all these, I'll make about 30 or something like that. So as you can see there, it'll progress slow and then it'll get faster and faster and faster, which is a lovely time save, because if any of you have ever played WoW or anything like that and you've got to smelt a lot of things, you know, you can literally just put your computer down and walk away and go and do what you want for a little bit, because it's the same every single time. Right, we'll need a few dowels out of that as well, so I'll make about 5 of them. Again, I'll explain these now, because the dowels we need for making inscriptions and the other things we need for making parts. 2 seconds, I just need to very quickly empty my inventory just to make this go a little bit quicker, because it seems I've got a bit too much junk. So yeah, sorry about that. Right, so what we do, let's say we want to make a staff. Since we're a caster, we'd need, well, you've already got a basic staff recipe, which is right here, which tells you exactly how to make a mighty crude staff, which is you need a shaft, and you need the head of a staff. That's what you need to make that. That's to add the extra power to it, which is that 11 power. But we don't need that. So if we want to make a staff, we need the shaft and the head first. So the first thing you do, you find the shaft for the staff, create one of them. Head, create one of them. You've now got everything you need to make the staff. Now what's important now is you want to inscribe it with a certain thing. So for that one there, we're just using just a single item, whereas we're going to combine a particular set of items to make an inscription on it, which is much stronger. So again, if we want power on it, or you could use malign, which is plus condition damage. It tells you as you hover over each thing what it's going to add to the weapon. Or you can have vitality, so it's more health. So for this, it's a staff. We'll go for condition damage, just for an example. So we'd need 1 dowel and 3 tiny venom stacks, which I've got plenty of, so we'll make one of them. So now you've got everything you need to combine to make a staff that's aimed at condition damage. So you'd go into discovery and you'll actually see any item that you can use will be full colour. It won't be redded out like this. These will have a reason that they can't be used. Either I'm not skilled enough or one thing or another. So you just drag the 2 parts of the staff together. You'll also notice there how that went dull. Basically, because I've put an item in there, it will only leave things in full colour that can still be used as a discovery. So as soon as I put that in there, this looks like it's going to create something. Craft the item to salvage to save the recipe. This will create the item for you, and it will also save the recipe completely, so you never need to discover it again. So there you go, I've just got a staff that does more condition damage, and there you go, I've received the item. So then when I come into here, if I ever wanted to make more of them again, it's just here. I've discovered the recipe and tells me exactly what I need to make it. Again, you can do this with anything. So if I did the staff again, just a staff and a head, and then this time I wanted it to be with power on it, get that. Same again, you just combine all 3 of them, and this time you'll get a new staff with power on it. You'll notice as well at the top, you gain experience rather than having to craft a specific, like a pattern of items. Every time you discover something new, or you create something that's this orange text is that's like the hardest to make, and then they slowly get lower in colour until eventually they're greyed out, and that means they are worth nothing. So while they're worth this, every time I make a single one of these, if I create a plank, it will earn me both experience for my crafting and for my actual character as well. I mean, in that sense of just doing one, it's basically nothing, but obviously if I stack them up, if I literally click create, you'll see the experience start to go up on both that. And you can see it here starting to appear down here, look. So you can actually level completely through crafting if you did so wish. There you'll see they've turned green now, so they're starting to give me much less experience towards my profession and my own, my crafting profession as it were, and my actual level. That's pretty much the basics of crafting. It's that literally all the way through. As you get to certain stages, you'll unlock the next tier of material you would use. So at the minute I'm using copper. Eventually you'd start using iron, mithril, all this kind of thing, depending again entirely on what you what profession you take. So we'll have another go at just discovering some stuff. So like for example, we can use this copper for this bronze for something. And you can see anything else that's highlighted, that's basically what you can make use of. So this would make something, but I need 2 of that to create whatever it is, and I've only got 1, so that's not really that much use to me. Anything here? Not that I'm skilled enough to. I need to be a little bit higher for that. Tell you what, we'll just quickly make one more staff, because I'd like to just show you how you can just discover some random things which sometimes can help you out quite a lot. What did we make? Vital, so we'll do that this time. So there you go, new recipe, and then you'll see the experience nice and bonus. You can also gain criticals when you craft, which will give you an extra bonus on top of that. So exactly like the same as the critical hit, you get a percentage chance that when you craft an item you will gain much more experience than you should have. So sometimes levels will seem to fly a lot quicker than others. This looks like it's going to take... here we go. See, now I've got to 20, I'm nearing 25's the next bracket before I can start to use new items. So these red ones will start to appear, so basically almost like you can start prepping towards them. So these would be the next set of inscriptions that I would get, which would be the next thing I can do. It's subscriptions, then I think you've got to get to 25, then 50 you can start to make some of the new, the higher recipes, like the more masterwork kind of stuff, so you can start to make like green items and that kind of thing. And then 75 is when you get the new tier of weaponry you can make. I think it's off the top of my head, so I'm not 100%, but I think that was the numbers that you used to have to get. I could be wrong. I'd say 100, 125. You can see most of them, they kind of go up in 25, so every kind of 25 levels you're going to be able to use something new. Yeah, I'm not 100% with the numbers for definite, but you get the idea anyway. It's fairly straightforward once you get used to it. But that is the basics of crafting, and it is the same across all crafting. You go to refinement, you refine the item to what you want, you check the recipe for the basics that they've already give you, and then you roll with it. You check the discovery panel, if there's anything that's coloured up, you drop it in place, you see what mixes with something else, you discover it, you get experience for it, you level your profession, you unlock more stuff. It's literally that simple. I hope that's helped anyone that's still confused about it. If you've got any questions, please send me a message and ask, and I'll do everything within my power to help you out. Leave me a comment. Again, I'll try my best to reply to any comments that I get. At the minute the channel's still quite small, so it's easy, but I can't always promise I'll be able to, but I will do my best. So thank you for watching. Leave me a like if it was helpful, or you just enjoyed watching the video. It's up to yourself. If you found it informative but you already knew what you were doing but you were just making sure I got my head screwed on, again, leave a like. Please leave me a subscription as well if you found it useful. There will be more videos on Guild Wars coming up soon, so I'm having a look again for some of the people that are still new to the game, because they're coming in every day, so everyone's a noob at some point, so you've got somewhere to learn. I used to watch YouTube videos, you know, I was in the very first beta test for this game, but like months before it came out, and even then I was sitting there asking people and talking to people about what I could. You know, under the first one it was under NDA as well, so legally you weren't meant to talk about certain aspects of it, but you could talk to people obviously within the game. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope to see you all soon. Thank you, take care.